for this occasion.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, Colleen, I see you up there.
Hi, good afternoon. It's my first call, but I've been to so many of Carol's amazing events before. And, you know, in these times, I actually had this costume for Halloween from a while ago, but we didn't really have a Halloween. So when I saw this, I was so excited that I got to actually do it. So I went into the closet and I might have been wearing it for a few hours before, just because. So thank you.
That's awesome.
Jealous of the face painting too. Oh my gosh, you look fantastic. I think the judges are already going to have a contest.
Yeah,
We do.
Who else?
well, we see Laurie Beecham back there. You've got something behind you. What about your background, Laurie?
Oh, hi. Yeah, actually, my background is Randy and I in Mexico, but we left our sombreros there, so couldn't.
Don't worry about it. Okay, Natalie, talk to us about your look.
Well, I've been partying for Day of the Dead for a little while. I broke my musical instrument. I don't know if anyone's seen the movie Coco.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we were in the streets on November 1st, and not only did I go, but my violin did too. But I'm excited to potentially start living La Vida Loca again soon.
Aren't we all?
Absolutely. Great luck, Natalie.
Now, Emily,
Anyone else?
Yeah, Emily is dressed up.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Your background is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody has a flower crown too. That's
Yeah, it's a funny story. I actually dressed up for Halloween in De los Muertos costume. So we got all the garb all ready for you.
I just love how much extra effort was put into this today. Y'all are wonderful. Anybody else?
Well, Josh, you have a background up there.
Oh, it's just from your hotel. I have to say, it's probably one of the most beautiful hotels I've seen in a long time. It's a gorgeous place.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It was beautiful when it was a long time ago, but now with what you've done with it and the whole grounds, it's absolutely amazing.
Fantastic. Thank you again, Josh.
I have to agree. It is absolutely spectacular. The fact that the landscaping and the footprint of the resort has been there for so many years makes it fertile and rich and green and lush. And then I'll let Isabel tell you more, but they've just completely built from the ground up these marvelous suites, executive suites, all on the beach, and it's just a fantastic place. And I know
you can fly 12 hours to Hawaii and not find a more beautiful resort than 3 hours away to you. So
yeah, that is absolutely right, Josh. You got it. All right. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody. Whitney has had a conflict today, so she's turning it over to me, and that should frighten everyone. So if this is not as smooth as you would like, you can completely come to me with all the technical issues. I've got Marina here backing me up. So for those of you who haven't met Marina, she's our new director of development, Marina O'Leary, and we're just super excited to have her on our team. And I am particularly grateful today that she's with me so that I'm not trying to figure this all out by myself. We have somebody else in the waiting room. Okay. Thank you guys for showing up today. I wanted to acknowledge that we do have a little contest every week for the first 5 people to log in for our call. And those are generally gifts that are provided by our hosts. So today, if I'm not mistaken, both Hedda and Fabian, as well as Isabel, have a gift from their resort that will go to our first 5 winners today. And those folks are Brittany Zapp, Josh Brown, Sybil Valentine, Melissa Barney Schaffler, and EJ or Emily Evans. So please be sure that you have emailed me with your physical mailing address if you're not working from your offices anymore. And I will make sure that Hedda and Fabian and Isabel get those passes, and you'll be getting some little goodie from their logo shop. So having said all of that, I guess we're here and we're really ready to learn today about what makes a Ritz Carlton Reserve something very special over and above the already marvelous Ritz Carlton brand. And we're hoping for a lively discussion and a lot of Q&A on this subject, while we also learn about the glories of the Ritz Carlton Dorado Beach in Puerto Rico and the brand new award-winning Ritz Carlton Zadún in Cabo San Lucas, or in Los Cabos. And we're going to start with Isabel. So I'd like to introduce her to you now and let her share with you her personal story of the Dorado Beach property and its metamorphosis over the last number of years. So go ahead, Isabel.
Of course. Thank you. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you, Carol and Maureen, and for giving us this opportunity to introduce ourselves, and then also for your interest in our research. As Carol mentioned, it's really our luxury brand under Marriott, and it is very exquisite and is very unique. But I want to tell you a little bit about me. I'm a native of Costa Rica, and then I have left Costa Rica many years ago, and I went to study abroad and in Europe, precisely in Italy. And I didn't want to leave, but anyway, I came back to the States, and I never went back. I mean, I go every time, every so often to visit my family, but I'm based here in Miami. I lived in New Orleans for 9 years before Miami, but I made my home here. I do have a daughter. She's 27 years old, and she is in the industry, believe it or not. I'm going to say no, but anyway. She is with a wholesaler, and so often, we compare, clients. So the funniest thing. But besides that, I did open Dorado Beach. Some part of my background, I have been with some of the luxury properties. I opened here in Miami Beach, the Gansevoort. You probably recognize the name, but I also with One and Only Ocean Club, and then as well as the Raleigh. And prior to that, I was with the Ritz Carlton the Caribbean, and which Jody and I had the opportunity to also work together. And I opened the hotel 12-12-12. The beauty of the Reserve is obviously the same that I am going to introduce to you a little bit of what it was. Is that obviously it is on the luxury level, in which I knew when I was selling Ocean Club, but this is even above and beyond. First of all, the product is amazing. So when we opened in December of 12, obviously we started positioning the hotel, and not only that, but allowing everyone to understand what the Reserve was about. And I think that we were very successful. We had some hiccups, with the closure of the hurricane and so on and so forth, but we come stronger. We've renovated all of our hotel guest rooms. It was not any structural damages, but there was a lot of damages for the landscape. And those of you who have visited the property, you can definitely see and testify how beautiful it is and all the landscape that we have, which we have 50 acres of this beautiful landscape. And so we took advantage, and the ownership decided to renew the entire property. So we reconcepted the food and beverage outlets, and then so we enhanced our assets. So obviously, we have the COVID, but the property has been open since July. So we're ready for business. So we're ready to welcome you and your guests whenever you're ready to travel, but we will travel again for sure. So that's a little summary of me, traveling, and then the hospitality is in my DNA. So I'm here to assist you, anything I can do for you. Thank you. I can't hear.
That's okay. I'm so busy telling everyone else to please mute that I've muted myself and you can't hear me. Sorry about that. So Isabel, tell us, if you would, go ahead and share your screen and show us an overview of this beautiful resort. And then tell us a little bit about how and why the owners and the Ritz, and what the philosophy of the Ritz Carlton Reserve level is, and how you differentiate yourself over and above the more or less normal Ritz Carlton experience that I think we're all familiar with.
It's a great question. As I share this screen, hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties, but I felt that a video that is very immersive of who we are and but I'm gonna also share a quote. Let me see if I can do this before. Can you see it? Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, it's coming.
It's coming up.
Oh, absolutely.
There you go. So first of all, I just wanted to, obviously you have here, myself, Carly, also part of our director of sales and property, and then Eda and then Fabian, they're going to introduce themselves later on. And Jody, who's, that has been our sales executive for all the groups that comes through Carol's fantastic group. So a little bit of agenda that we touch base on. But before I share this video, and I hope the video, definitely you're able to listen to the video, but if not, you will have the presentation. But I wanted to begin with this quote for someone that I respect very highly, which is actually one of our developers in Dorado Beach. And he's always, his vision is the pursuit of happiness. And I think in a nutshell, this quote maybe identify a little bit of who we are, in addition to the reserve brand and positioning. But he always often says, we have created the ambience to facilitate happiness, peace, and love. Those things in the end are the reason for life. And so I think that summarizes why Dorado is also very special, in addition to the history and the culture that we immerse with all of our reserve properties. So to begin with, there are only 4 reserve. Maybe some of you know that. But the first one is been 10th anniversary last year, is Pulay Bay, which is in Thailand, in Krabi. Then the second one was us in Dorado Beach, so the first one in this continent. The third one is the one in Bali, which is called Mandapa. And the fourth one that just opened last, actually we just had an anniversary, is a Zadún, which Eda will speak about it. So it's only very small brand, but it's such a unique and exquisite because our business proposition is all about that connectivity that we have with our customers, and it's very tactful, discreet, and engaging. So it's sort of like having luxury, knowing everything that you need without knowing that you need it. So when you come to our property, obviously you will be welcomed by your own embajador, which is our butler in other words. And each of us have a different names for your butlers. For us, it's called embajador, which is ambassadors, and Eda will share hers. But each property has that. So not only the properties are very rare states because it encompasses a lot of wonderful destination. So allow me to talk about the brand first. Hopefully the video, you'll enjoy the video, and then I'll touch base more and then Dorado as we go along. So allow me to play it for you. And let me know if you hear it correctly. Oh. Can you hear me?
Can't hear anything from the video.
We can't hear.
Let me go back. I don't know what happened. There we go. Sorry about that.
Yep.
I don't think the video has any sound.
Yeah, we still can't hear it, Isabel, but we can see it.
Have you shared your audio? Share your computer audio.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. 1 second. No. I have the, let me see here.
When you go to share your screen at the bottom of it, it has a little checkbox that says share your computer audio.
Oh, I heard a little audio there. Maybe you could turn it up?
It's all the way up, so let's see if you can hear it. It's very soothing. Let's see if it's better now.
Do you want to speak while we're watching the video and show us some of the importance that things that you believe are very, very important to share?
Sure. The video has a lot of music and sounds, which is basically what we like to transpire. You know, so it talks about, it doesn't really have that much talking, but it's basically, it's immersing at the different locations that you see across. And basically, if you want to, you know, see that what we're highlighting is the land, you know, the different cultures of each of our different destinations at this time. So you see a little bit of Thailand. This is some of the cultures from Pulei Bay.
Mm.
So this is showing the entire brand of Ritz Carlton Reserve.
That is correct. And this is very unique. It's just talking about these cultures that we basically translate into each of our properties. This is Pulei Bay that you're looking at it right now. This is Dorado Beach. That's at the spa.
That's so cool. The
Yeah.
spa there is phenomenal.
The spa is beyond.
Los Cabos. Now you go back to Mandapa.
Wow.
About how do you feel the reserve is different to a Ritz Carlton hotel?
Certainly. We're going to walk through that with some of the presentation that I have. But let me lower my computer's like all the way up and the sound system is super high. So let me just lower that from my end. But obviously the proposition that we have is those specialties that we always try to create the magic. You know, we enchant our guests, and this is some of our Vina Reserve. We're very attentive and anticipatory of all of the guest needs. And in addition to being in beautiful places. So I am going to continue. So here's part of the question that you asked me, Maureen. You know, how we talk about is that we are in a beautiful places in a different destinations. What sets us apart of the world is that heartfelt care. You know, we constantly talk about how we literally cared for each of the guests. When you interact with any of our members, especially if you have your ambassador, so he's going to be talking about himself, what he does, you know, his culture, where he comes from, and, you know, obviously the guest allows it, but it is very natural. So all of our training with our guests is basically to understand, to anticipate how the guest wants to interact with each of us on the property level, or even, you know, when we're speaking with them. But it's just having that individuality that we customize every experience. And one of the things that we do also for all of our guests, this includes, which is also very unique for our reserves, is that each guest is treated, you may you know, relate to that as a leisure guest. And having said that, is that each guest you know, receives the arrival experience. You'll be walked through as every single guest, not necessarily some other properties, you know, you divide the group people, you know, with the leisure. No, we are concentrating that experience that you get from the moment that you arrive. Again, this is some of the things that we are not negotiable. So this is who we believe, and this is exactly the brand, 5 brand points that we dedicate in our credo every single time. So, you know, we enchant guests daily with moments that take their breath away. build trust through heartfelt gestures to make lasting connections. We highlight local culture through storytelling that shares insider knowledge. Provide instant seamless services that feels magical. We find ways to make wishes come true. And with every interaction that we get, that's exactly how we bring those to life. And yet, Ritz Carlton does a phenomenal job in anticipating the guest needs. But I think the fact that you have dedicated guests and you also guest services prior to your arrival, we have a complete questionnaire that we want to know every single detail, which is more extensive than the Ritz Carlton, but is more in that heartfelt, the feelings. I mean, what's the reason of your visit, And then you will be surprised of how many fantastic memories are created after the stay of another property. So I would like to move on to just show you some of the images of Dorado Beach. And for the sake of time, Carol, you can always raise and tell me, Isabel, you have to speed it up because I've been in sales, I can definitely talk forever.
You and I can have the rest of the day, Isabel. Go for it.
Yes, exactly. But this picture that I'm showing you is what is called su casa, which is a fantastic, and I wanted to begin with this photo because obviously it has so much history from the days of Lawrence Rockefeller, which is such a visionary. And he was the one who founded Dorado Beach. It was his playground down and back in the 50s, in which this was the home of first Clara Livingstone. They were the first founders. They came from New York and established this plantation. And then Mr. Laurent Rockefeller took over what it was, the hotel. Some of you may remember that was also run by the Hyatt Regency, and it was one of the top properties back in the day. But it's a gorgeous villa that is a 5-bedroom, and I'll have more pictures to show you. I think it's important to touch base on the fact that, how are we managing in the new world of COVID, right? So Marriott International has extremely rigorous protocols of commitment to cleanness. So we have incorporated all of that. So we definitely, as a property, we do that. And then we also incorporate our own uniqueness. So this link that you find in here when you get the presentation will take you directly to all of the different protocols that Dorado has taken provisions on, respecting, we have a lot of responsibility in respecting the social distancing. Housekeeping is working along with, as a hotel, and obviously we'll work together with each individual guest when they arrive because we want to respect their privacy, and that's communication that is going to be established the moment that you arrive to make sure that is part of that experience, as a COVID. I want to go back here. One of the things that is required so far is that we need to have a negative test, meaning when arriving to Puerto Rico. It's got to be taken 72 hours in advance. If the guests don't take it, we do have a doctor come to the property, and then we'll have to wait until we get the results before, sort of like a quarantine until we get the result from the doctor. And it usually takes 24 to 48 hours maximum. So those are the choices, whether you have a pre-test that has 72 hours prior to traveling to Puerto Rico, and then otherwise, we'll take the test at the property. And you'll find a lot of information regarding to that. So I mentioned a little bit about Lawrence Rockefeller, which was such a visionary. And then the unique part of it is that as a property that every single guest room is ocean front. So you can definitely see here the layout of the beautiful, this is an air shot. And it's fantastic to know that you're walking outside of your guest room and literally, I think Josh can definitely testify that, and you are already, walking out on the beach or just laying out and then just experiencing the unique hotel. But many of the things that the visionary Lawrence Rockefeller was also incorporated. For instance, he always said that no building should be higher than a tree. We have the same thing in a concept of our property. All of our buildings are only 2 floors. So you have the ground floor, which each of the guest rooms have a swimming pool. So part of also the uniqueness of our reserve that we translate into each of our properties is that we have these fantastic creators of collection experts, if you will. And these are the storytellers that we have for our East history, you can see here some of our themes. You see the first picture is our Taino Indians. So we have incorporated some of those traditions. For instance, we have them in our spa. We have some of the Mano Santas, which is one of our healing hands treatments that is part of those ancestors that we had in the past. Then you have Amelia Earhart, and then you also have a little, the little coquille that is probably familiar with, but it has this peculiar sound that every afternoon after 5 p.m. you have this beautiful orchestra, which is for free, beautiful orchestra, all these coquilles sounding around the premises of the campus of Dorado Beach. So it's extremely, extremely unique. And so on and so forth. So we have these experts that they're naturalists, we have, you know, the environmental, we have the chef, that they will create specialties throughout your experience. So anything that we need, so we'll go back to them, and they're the ones that are going to enhance anything that we need, that we want to do with our guest rooms and our guests. So just a synopsis of the property is very small, only 115 guest rooms, in which we have 14 suites. You can definitely see it here. And then the beautiful home of 5-bedroom villas that we spoke about. We have 4 different food and beverage outlets that we go through, and all of them, they have different uniqueness in, you know, in their food concepts. This often, I like to show this map because a lot of times when you're booking your groups, you want to make sure that, you know, what is the entry level and how does the property divide. So it divides into east and the west. And then you can see here what the east is. All this section is east. And then the rest of right here on the left-hand side is our west beach. So when we're booking our groups, you know, we start first of all with the east beach, which is our entry level. It will go into the second level. And then the same thing with the ground floor. So the rates will be pretty much reflecting the different tiers of the rooms and the different categories. And otherwise, you will go into the west beach. The same thing, entry level will be on the second level, and then you go down to the ground. All of this is the campus of Dorado Beach. We have here the number 12 is basically Sukasa. So we usually use, often actually use Sukasa for events. So we have a lot of ground that we can do a lot of our events outdoors, and especially now we see that a lot of our clients are trying to move their programs from you know, indoors ballrooms into the outdoors. So again, you know, here you have a little bit of a description of the properties, and I just wanted to mention that our double rooms are king kings. So you can see a picture in here. When you look into the second picture on the bottom is our king kings. Again, you can see that every single hotel picture and every single guest room is water view. Obviously, the rooms on the ground, you have your planche pool, which is private. And otherwise, on the second level, you know, you have your balcony, which is basically what you can see on the double. So moving along, so the residences is another alternative for any of your clients that you want to have maybe a little bit more upscale, or just probably have a get together. But it goes from 2-bedroom residences to 4-bedroom penthouse. And they're, again, fantastic. You know, the designs are beautiful and they're very well appointed. This is a residence, which is a 5-bedroom residence. So this is another concept. These are home. Basically, there will be like a totally separate home, sort of like Sukasa. That will be an option for you to rent as well. Here's a picture of Sukasa right in the center. And then on the left-hand side, this is just the previous picture that I presented to you, which is a 5-bedroom home. Sukasa at night has been fully renovated, and you can see the beautiful pictures of the indoors of this fantastic home. Is by 2 levels. So, you know, you have accommodations on the first level as well as the second level. And then I wanted to point out here that you also have an entertainment room. So, you know, if there's a time they want people want to see or play games, or they want to watch some of the games, so obviously they can do that. But it's a breathtaking villa, which is extremely private. And we also set up a complete, pretty much a complete team of the embajadores, the cooks, and the chefs, if you will, that will be dedicated for Sukasa. Now moving along with our rooms in the meeting space. So we call it a surf room, which actually was the room that Lawrence Rockefeller had for breakfast. So this used to be the breakfast room. So we kept the same footprint, but the beauty of it is that every single meeting room that we have is facing the ocean. So you can see it's fully covered with glass. So it's a fantastic meeting space for you to have your meetings. Obviously, if you have to have, closed in, so we have shades, so it will be totally closed, but it's a fantastic meeting space to utilize. So here you have some samples of outdoor corporate events that you can see. And again, literally every single aspect of the square footage of the property, it is waterfront. 2 swimming pools. One, it is in front of the Positivo area, which each of the areas of the pool, you have restaurants. And and these are some of the outlets, concepts that we have in the restaurants. Starting with Encanto, which is also right on the beach, is more of a casual atmosphere. Positivo, which also has the sushi and the omakase. That we have a chef that you can see a picture right below. It's just dedicated to do the omakase for small groups up to 7 people. And Koa, which is also our full restaurant. We have it open for breakfast and for dinner. And then we have La Cocina, in which smaller groups can pretty much experience some cooking demonstrations that will be fantastic. So we wanted to also share at your spare time, if you want to do a fantastic cocktail that we have been featuring in our hotel, this is what is called Medusa. You have your ingredients in English and Spanish, but basically was inspired by the wildlife and marine life of Puerto Rico. So enjoy it. Whenever you get a chance, so please feel free to just copy the recipe and let me know when you drink it if you like it or not. So for smaller groups, outside of each of our guest rooms, so you have this fantastic yard, if you will. So you can have some private dining and beyond that, we call it. So we will definitely work with you and your groups with whatever you would like to do. Our spa, which is a beautiful, not only is a beautiful spa, but also it recreates an oasis of relaxation and rejuvenation. So we have 10 treatment rooms. You can see here the portal, which is an apothecary concept, which is beautiful, treated flowers that is setting you up for the rest of your routine of your exercise or basically your treatment. These are some of the treatment rooms. We have 2 of the treatment rooms and tree houses. So imagine the inspiration of being outdoors with all of the sounds and the croaking frogs, and then you're having these fantastic massages. So I invite you to come down and then definitely experience our spa. Ambassadors of the Environment is a concept that we have in few of our hotels, and all of the resorts will have that. So it is a concept by Jean-Michel Cousteau, which is the Ambassadors of the Environment. And so each of our properties have a unique features of the programs and obviously of the wildlife in our resorts. Golf courses, we do have 2 golf courses at this time, and they are connected to the whole campus of Dorado Beach. So we welcome you to utilize that as well with your groups. And this is part of our Rockefeller Trail that you can definitely use your own bicycles at leisure and then just enjoy our premises as well as the fitness. So it's a full resort that you can see here. So some of the pictures that I'm sharing with you, as well as this water park that is also available for all of our guests, leisure for groups. So I wanted to say thank you so much for your time. I know I'm going to pass it along to Hera, that I'm just going to be talking to you about our unique reserve in Zadún. But I want to say thank you so much. We're here to assist you. We'd love to work with you. So please let us know what we can do for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Isabel. You got lots and lots of people drooling in the chat box. So I hope you'll take a minute while Hedda talks to see what everybody had to say.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. It's an honor. And I'd like now to, I want to take a minute to acknowledge that Jody Schwartz is on the call today. Jody, would you like to just say hello to everybody? We're really glad that you're here. Jody does global sales for the Ritz Carlton brands in the Caribbean and Latin America. And I believe that she's here. Jody?
I'm here. I just couldn't unmute. Hi, everybody.
Sorry.
I'm having technical challenges.
Glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Very welcome.
Thanks for my video. There I am.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
All right.
Hang out
So
soon.
we're going to pivot now and make a visit to Los Cabos in Yucatan, and no, not in Yucatan, Los Cabos in Mexico on the Pacific side. And we're going to say hi to Fabian Tejada and Hedda Cheta, and they are ready for the Day of the Dead. So y'all take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, Carol, and everybody for joining us today. Fabian and I were thinking of having margaritas with this view, but we have to speak with all of you, so we'll share the margaritas and the recipe later. I've known Carol for many, many years. As if you don't pick up my accent, I'm from Argentina, but I've been living in Mexico for 20 years, so I'm also Mexican citizen. And for the last 15 years, traveling around some places, I ended up being with Belmont Maroma in Riviera Maya. So that's where I met Carol, and most of my career with Orient Express Hotels. And last year, I had the opportunity to join this amazing property. So coming from Riviera Maya, moving to Los Cabos, me, myself, my daughters, my dog, everybody was like a whole adventure that I can't complain, because at least I was able to travel. So that was really a good thing. We have settled down here, and what can I say? I feel like, you know, like this is my home. This is really literally my home, and I'm ready to welcome everybody to show you around and feel like you're our friends and enjoy and have this magical experience here with us. Let me introduce you to Fabian, and then we'll talk a little bit about the property, okay?
Yeah, so thank you. I'm the group sales manager on property. I just joined this beautiful resort this July, so I'm brand new, but it's like a very nice luxury journey that I have had. I'm being with Rosewood Properties and other properties that I love with the luxury styles. But right now, I think this beautiful destination is offering a lot of cultural experience. So I'm very happy to join the team. And right now, we are ready to show you more about the Day of the Dead, the video. I hope you enjoy it. And let's check it out.
Yeah. And what's really unique, you were asking in the beginning, what's really unique about Reserve, and Isabel couldn't have said it better, you know, than what she said, but it's really, you know, when you come to our properties, whether it's in Mandapa, whether you go to Dorado Beach or you come here to Los Cabos, it's a place where you feel like at home. You really have the opportunity to experience the local culture, talk to local people, learn about the traditions, the stories that they have to tell, you know, try the experience like a local and not like a tourist, because you really get immersed into the culture of the place, whether it's a little detail, whether it's, you know, the turn down service, the arrival, because like in Dorado Beach, here we have our own Chosuanis, which are our ambassadors, but for us, it's a word, Nahuatl word, that means a dream watcher. So they are going to be keeping, you know, all your needs and anticipate to all what you need to experience or what your interests are on property before you even arrive to the hotel, take care of you during your stay, and make sure that you go back home safely. So I'm ready to welcome you to come back, because again, this is your home. So besides that, you know, we are really very proud because it's a new property. We opened on November 1st last year. I was going to say July 1st because it's like a reopening. We were only open for like about 4 months before all of the pandemic. We had to close, but we reopened the property in full starting in July 1st. Of course, we had to comply with all the protocols, sanitization and cleanliness as part of the commitment to clean of Marriott, and also all the protocols that we have to take care of, because these are part of the Baja California state, which is one of the states that is offering a lot of safety for the clients in terms of the protocol on arrival to the airport, in the hotels. And we have, you know, they are doing shops, and you have to be certified with all of these. So it's not that you just sign up and that's it. It's very serious. The destination, the good thing is that you don't need to get a COVID test when you arrive to Mexico. You don't have to quarantine when you, you know, it depends on the states, the different politics, the different policies that you have. But here in Mexico, you don't have to quarantine. So you only need to fill in a form at the airport that is going to ask you a few questions. Of course, they take your temperature and all of that before you leave the airport. But then when you arrive to the property, we are taking care of all of that. And the guest experience has not been really affected, no? Because it's very smooth. Since you arrive at the hotel, you go to the room, the Tosuani will show you around, take you there. So you don't have to sit down in a lobby or check in with other people. So you can be as private or as self-isolated as you want. And there's a lot of outdoor spaces. So there's plenty of spaces in your room, outside your room, in all the areas of the hotel. So I'm like Isabel, if you put me to talk, I'll keep talking. So let's see some of the Day of the Dead celebration that we had a few days ago, and we want to share with you what we did with our guests. And some of the decoration that you will see here, all the altars were done by the employees of the hotel. So then we had a contest and the clients had to vote who had the best altar, and we give a prize to the employees that did the best one. So I hope you can see that. We'll try to share that video now.
Here we go.
Fabian and had to have two computers going. There it goes. Okay, great.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay. If you can hear the video, let me know.
Okay. We're hoping for the best, Fabian.
We cannot hear it, Fabian.
Oh, look at those costumes, though. Wow. So Fabian, the sound is a little funky, but tell us what we're looking at here. Was this an actual party that you all did at the resort?
Does anyone know what date Day of the Dead is?
It's the second, right? The second of
Yeah,
November?
actually. So speaking about the culture, it starts on the 31st. Then we have the first and the second. So it's 3 days that we celebrate. Oh. Yeah. So let me put my camera. I think you cannot.
We can just see the black screen now, Fabian.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit as you convert back to your actual computer screen, what is it that we just saw? Is this a party that you all had in celebration of Dia de los Muertos last week, or?
Yes. Actually, that last week, what we did is we are doing some activations in our restaurants and inviting a special guest to have different themes to offer to the clients while they are staying with us. So for instance, on the 31st of October, we had a takeover of our Candil bar. So there, for example, we invited a mixologist from Oaxaca from a very well-known bar that it's called Sabina Sabe. So we did a takeover in our bar. And then of the 2nd of November, we had the celebration of the Dia de los Muertos, and we also invited Chef Plasencia, which is very well known in the region of the Baja California, and also in the States because he has several restaurants here. So they cooked together with our chef. here at Barrio, which is our Mexican restaurant, and we have the celebration in full, like the Mexicans need to have, you know. So we have the decoration of the altars, and that's what I was saying. For the decoration of the altars, each one of the departments and each one of the ladies and gentlemen of the hotel were invited to put the altars and decor them. So we divided in groups and we set up all the garden of the hotel with our altars, and then we invited the guests in the celebration during the evening so they can go around and see the altars, and people were telling them the stories and what the altar means and what the different levels of the altars are. So try to get them immersed with the culture and the celebration that is very important for us and has been now, you know, is a story that is being told everywhere. So we wanted them, when they go back home, to bring that a little of that knowledge with them when they return home. Of course, the menu was a special menu designed for that occasion, and it was a whole celebration during the day. It was really something really unique. We were able to get these images that we literally got yesterday. So you are the first ones to see them. And this is a little bit what we do in Zadún, try to offer you an experience that is memorable and that you can go back and share with your family, your friends, and take something that doesn't really weigh, but it's the knowledge that you get when you travel around the world and you're able to get exposed to the culture of the place. So that's what happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're seeing the screen. We are going to do a little presentation because we are in a room, which is a Zadún villa. So we want to show you the room around. But as you can see, this is like the hero image of the hotel. You know, we are a hotel that was built, you know, and opened in November 1st. Like I said before, we have 115 rooms, but the location is really superb because as being part of the reserve property, we are located in rare estates. We are not in the hotel zone where many of the other resorts are. We are in Puerto Los Cabos, which is a gated community right in front of the Sea of Cortez, and all the properties laid out in front of the ocean, surrounded by golf course and nature. And really, literally here, you have the contrast of the sea and the desert. So it's an amazing landscape that, you know, every morning when you wake up, you see the sunrise or the sunsets, and even us, we are taking pictures every day. And I'm like, oh my God, how many pictures can we do of the same thing? Because it's literally, you know, stunning.
Hedda, let me ask you this, and maybe this is just me, but all I'm seeing is a black screen from Fabian's screen share. Can the rest of you actually see any images?
No, Hedda, could you put on the presentation some of the pictures there?
Fabian is sharing the screen, no?
Yeah, let me check if something changed.
Yes, you all are using two computers, I think, and so we're seeing just the black background on the screen.
I was going to say, sometimes when you share your screen, if you just pick the one screen instead of like mirror your desktop, it shows you just the one screen.
So let me
share again.
Let me share it again.
Correct.
Okay. So here we go. 1, 2,
3.
3.
Thank you, Hedda. There we go. We're doing it.
Now we see.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Hedda, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I also wanted the planners to see what you were talking about.
No, definitely. And I didn't realize because the other one was for us to see, but let me see if it's scrolling. Okay, so one of the most important things is that we have been recently awarded the first hotel, the #1 hotel resort by Condé Nast Reader Choice Award for the Western Pacific, for the Pacific coast of Mexico. And as you can see on the list, we are like the #1 hotel above many of the well-established properties in the destination. So we literally feel very, very proud and very blessed to be part of this team, and also to be able to work with all of you, because it's a great accomplishment in such a short time. The property has 115 rooms, and it's located right in front of the Sea of Cortez in a place that is called Puerto Los Cabos, which is a gated complex away from the hotel zone of Cabo San Lucas, but only 7 minutes away from the quaint city of San Jose, and like 25 minutes from the airport of San Jose. So it's a privileged location because you literally feel that you are in a remote place, yet you are still very close to the city of San Jose. So you can feel, you know, like you are in your own private retreat and resort. From all of the rooms that you will see in the property, they all have either an ocean view or an ocean front. That's really amazing because the property is laid out like, you know, like in U in front of the beach. So you have like 3 rows up the hill. So you have the first row that it's all rooms that are ocean front, and then the rest of the rooms are ocean view. And also similar to Dorado, all the property is distributed in 42 buildings or casitas. So in each building you have 3 rooms, 2 on the ground floor, some of them are connecting, and then 1 on the upper floor. So it's not like a big building that you have, you know, everybody has to access the same place. It's literally like you have your own casita. So if you have people traveling together or a family traveling together, besides the villas, the residences, or all of the other accommodations, you can literally take over one of the buildings and have a lot of privacy and exclusivity. You feel very secluded because all of the rooms have a terrace like the one that we are seeing, and also a plunge pool.
And fire pit.
And a fire pit. And now it's getting a little bit colder than usual, so it's literally,
Yes,
we are ready to
I forgot my jacket.
Yes. This is the view of the entry room category, which is an ocean view plunge pool room. It's like around, well, it's not like around, it's 800 square feet of the size of these rooms, and this is the entry room category. The decoration that you see is beautiful. It blends up with the nature, with the landscaping, because it's a combination of Mexican contemporary with the blue and the colors of the ocean and the color of the desert. So it's really blends very good with the location where we are. And every detail, now we are going to do a close-up in the room, but every detail that you see in the rooms, you know, the textiles, the wood, the decoration that you see on the walls, even the wallpaper has been done by local communities and local artisans that were handpicked by the Sandra Estornel, who is the GM, and her team at the time. And they went in with a van into the communities and the little artisans in Oaxaca and the central part of Mexico, looking for all the details that are part of the accommodations and of the hotel that we have today. So it's literally, each room is like a piece of artwork, because you find things that are unique and different and really resemble the culture of the Mexican people, no? This is the view of the bathroom. We are going to see that. But you can see this is the villas or the buildings that I was talking you about. This is the way all of the rooms in the hotel are distributed. The picture that we see here is the view of a 1-bedroom suite, which is a larger room that has a living room, dining room area, a larger pool, and it also connects to another room and has a room on the top. So literally you can have a family staying together here, and it's very private experience that you can get. Again, the chef can come and do breakfast for you in the terrace, or we can do a fire pit and an activity with the kids of Ambassador of the Environment. I don't know, maybe they can do the stargazing at night, and then we do the marshmallows for them, or we can set up a teepee on the beach for the kids while they have some of the experiences. So it's very immersive and very, you know, simple. We offer experiences where people can connect with each other. We can also enjoy the destination, learn from the experts. Similar like in Dorado, we have all of our experts in the areas of the hotel. The ultimate experience, and we love groups, little groups, bigger groups, 15, 20 rooms, even to a buyout of the hotel. The takeovers, exclusive takeovers are amazing, because there you don't have any limitation of what you can do in the resort. But one of the things of the takeover is that you can also take the villa. We have a Grand Reserve Villa, which is our signature villa of 5 rooms, more than 10,000 square feet. And you can take it as part of the rooms that you're taking for a group, or you can also take it as another area for a venue. And we can do these amazing and beautiful events on the beach, or use the pool if you want to have a pool day event followed by, I don't know, like an activity or a taco day by the pool with team building activities for the people that are coming. Each room is really unique. It has a huge terrace, outdoor area, a full kitchen, so the chef can come cook for you, do a cooking lesson, or we can teach you how to become a Mexican host and how to prepare the margaritas. You have the recipe of the palomas there, so we'll test you on the next call, Carol, see who is the winner of the palomas. That there are a lot of activities. Yeah. This villa is literally the ultimate takeover of the property, because you can do whatever you want for a group here or a family if it's a small group, and enjoy the privacy. The latest addition is the residencies. So starting in December 15, we will have 3 of our 27 residencies that are on one side in the same land of the hotel. These are 5-bedroom residencies that are right in front of the Sea of Cortez, and they can enjoy all the facilities of our property too. They are very spacious. They have a full living room. They have a TV room. You know, you can see the villa is really gorgeous. It has all manicure gardens outside, you know, the details of the decoration in the living room, the patio. It resembles like a Mexican hacienda with a patio in the middle and the 5 rooms around it. So it's a place where people and the families gather. And you know, Mexico people, we love to have people get together and enjoy, you know, the simple things of life. Of course, with social distancing now, no? But well, Fabian is going to tell us a little bit about all the gastronomic experiences.
So my favorite one, everyone is asking me always, what's your favorite one? So I said, it depends on what you want to eat, because, for example, we have a beautiful restaurant located in front of the ocean. The one that you see, the third picture here, starting from the left, X. So that's a beautiful place. You will find the catch of the day in that place. It's in front of the ocean. So also it's located next to the adults pool. So we have a pool for adults only. We have 4 cabanas there. And on Saturdays, we offer like a fish market. So we change that area totally. And we prepare like another type of restaurant inside the cabanas, inside the pools, inside the garden, and on the garden. And there's totally different experience than the one that you have for your lunch. So that's one of the options that we have for the catch of the day lovers. So we are supporting also the locals there. So they bring fresh catch and also fresh ingredients. We have our own little farm. So we have ingredients here in-house that we take. The chefs are picking like some ingredients and cooking just right there in front of your eyes. So it's a nice experience. And also, of course, if you're in Mexico, you want to try the Mexican experience, right? You want to try some enchiladas in the morning, or maybe you want to try fish tacos for your lunch. So this is the place. El Barrio is located in front of the adults pool, sorry, in the main pool. So it's very, very spacious. It's open. So you don't have to be worried about any face mask, because it's really open, and you can ask any kind of Mexican dishes there. So it's lovely.
And El Barrio resembles like a Mexican market with this colorful, you have it as a background. We have the painting of Frida Kahlo, my sister, there. You really feel like you're in the center of Mexico, and the experience for breakfast, lunch, or for dinner, it's different. The menus are different. So you can have a family style menu where you sample the most traditional dishes for breakfast, but then you can also have the most contemporary dishes for lunch, and then you can have a different experience at night, because the menu is it's not the same during the whole day. And also in the other restaurant, like he was saying, like X, the menu it's different every day, because it depends on what the catch of the day is. So the chef, which is from Peru, I mean, there you can try the best ceviches, tiraditos, and very, very fresh local food prepared right in front of you at the moment. So it's literally like a very, local experience that you can try. Then you leave with a few pounds on, but it's really worth it, no?
Yeah. Oh, I think someone is like playing with the presentation. I don't know who has that power, but so we have Humo restaurant. Humo restaurant is like the Latin American grill experience. You will see in front of you like the chef cooking in a huge fireplace, the grill. So they will prepare everything like a fire show in front of you. It's beautiful. You can find like a nice steaks from
Argentina,
Brazil, Chile, Mexico. So you will find like very nice steaks there. Also at Candil Bar, our main bar, that is like for myself, it's like a lighthouse. It's on the top of the hill. It's beautiful. So from the Bay Area, you can see like a yellow lighthouse on the top. So that's our bar. It's beautiful. You can ask for tapas, Mexican tapas there, and it's beautiful. Also, it's like our tequila library. There's many tequilas that you can try, but also different type of Mexican spirits. We have this agave journey, so you will find more than 5 types of agave spirits that we have in Mexico, and it's a very unique experience because everyone is thinking about tequila all the time when they hear Mexico, but no, we have more spirits. So this is the place to figure out how many spirits we have. It's a very interesting journey, and it's in front of the sunset. So it's a beautiful landscaping outside. It's a beautiful location, and Candil is located next to Humo restaurant. So after your drinks, you have your steak. So perfect night.
Yeah, Candil is that structure that we saw in the first picture, that it's like a big lantern, and it's all made out of this big structure that was done by an sculptor that is called Bernard, and it's all made with rusty iron, so it gets rusty more time. So with the time it gets, looks like it's more like an older structure, and it's really like an icon because you can see it from wherever you are in the hotel. So it's like literally at the center of the property.
Right.
It lights everything around the hotel.
So those are our options. Here we have the main pool that is in front of El Barrio restaurant. We have one like a jacuzzi at the end. And also you can see the cabanas are really huge. Here is first come, first serve. And inside your cabana, you have like a beautiful orange cooler with different type of amenities that we change every hour during your pool experience. So we're gonna give you like a fresh towels, different type of popsicles, some like spa amenities. So you're not gonna be bored about the experience during the pool. But also if you want privacy, you can close your curtains, and we have like a bottom service in case you want service at some time. So it's very private.
Yeah, we give you the privacy that you need. Definitely. And we have another pool, which is an adults pool, which is by X, the other restaurant. And so if you want to have some quiet time with no kids, you can go to the second pool. And of course, remember that in every room, you have your own plunge pool. So if you feel you want to stay and enjoy within the privacy of your accommodation, you can always do that.
Yeah, so also we have actually at the spa, we have another pool, but it's like for the people that is taking some treatments there. It's another oasis there that you are gonna see later. But right now, to speak more about the groups, so we have a beautiful ballroom that it's facing the ocean. So also they have like an outdoor terrace, so it's beautiful. This is like one of the private areas that we always recommend. Also, the Grand Reserve Villa is beautiful, but this is like another option for our guests. So
this is good for a small meeting, a board of directors, and depending on the setup or the layout that you need, you can set it up like a lounge, U-shape. So it depends on the needs of the group, but it also has a terrace, so you can combine the use of the indoor and outdoor area and use it for a very private event with beautiful views of the Sea of Portesty. That's another beautiful area, which is called the Cultural Lounge. As you can see, most of the areas are open air, and the good thing is that here in Cabo, it only rains, 10 days a year?
Yeah.
So we don't have problems with, the rainy and we need a backup, because usually you can take advantage of all the beautiful locations of the venue areas that we offer in each one of the corners of the hotel.
And then we have, of course, our huge beach. So it's up to 1,000 people, but actually we are just only using half of that area because the other half is like protected. We have turtles, so that's why we are not using the entire space, because it's not allowed, of course. So, but we have another space for up to 500 people. You can see one of the examples here. So it's like very wide open, and it's very dramatic because you have just some like a small green areas that makes that you have a beautiful landscaping at the back of your event. So this is one example of that we have done here. It's beautiful. So
yeah, so if you have a group that is taking over the property, there's space to do an event on the beach for all of them. And like I said, we have 115 rooms. So the other areas that we are using, well, forget about the people that are getting married on the side. We are happy, but just to show you some, because some of the pictures that you're seeing, literally, they just gave us those last week. So we were wanting to make sure that we could show them to you. But you can see here some of the other areas, which is the garden.
So we have,
we don't have any more.
So,
okay,
so
then we go to the, yeah.
So we have also, so there's many places like the one that I was telling you that we have a farm. So in this beautiful farm that it's called El Huerto, it's up to 20 people, but it's also in the top of the hill. It's beautiful and it's also facing the ocean. So mainly every single spot that we have here is facing the ocean. So you don't have like the meeting space is also, if you open the glass doors, you can hear the ocean. So during your meetings, it's beautiful. So it's very well located. We have a garden. We have the restaurants also. If you want to do like a private dinner in one of the restaurants, it's up to you. We are very happy to host you in one of the restaurants.
Yeah. In terms of activities, there are a lot of things to enjoy in the hotel. We also have our spa, which is called Alquimia Spa. The spa, Alquimia means transformation. So this is really an oasis of transformation. And the spa is completely different than the landscape that you will see in the rest of the hotel, because this is very green, very lavish, very junglish, versus the desert colors of outside of the property. And here we have cabins for treatments. We have the circuit of pool with jets that you can enjoy before or after you have your spa treatments. We have several cabins for people to take treatments at the same time. We have an outdoor casita. We have La Casita para Dos, which is a couples treatment. La Casa, which is like a spa within the spa. And the designer of this spa is Tracy Lee, which is the same one that designed the beautiful spa at Dorado Beach, our sister property. So here it's perfect for the ones that were looking to relax and unwind today. This is the place to come. And you could stop, I think.
Let me check.
Okay, yeah. Activity-wise, what can you do when you come to Los Cabos?
So in Cabo, you have like this crazy activity like camelback riding. So you are in the desert, so we have camels. Okay, so also during whale season that starts from December up to March, so you will see a lot of boats, you will see a lot of whales. So it's beautiful. The most like activities that our guests are taking are on the water. By Jean-Michel Cousteau, Ambassador of the Environment, we are very well located in the Sea of Cortez. Is like you will find a lot of flora and fauna that is surrounding this beautiful area. And also we have like racers that are taking you like a nice view between the dunes. And also we have the view of the arch. Here you can see the arch, the famous Arch of Cabo on the right. So that's another activity. We have like diving, we have like deep
fishing.
So everything is really close to us. So we are very well located. The airport is only like 20 minutes from here, downtown 10 minutes. So you can do like an art walk activity. It's beautiful. And there's more like 150 activities that you can do here in Cabo. And close to us, also golf course. It's 5 minutes walking from our property. So activities, you just name it, and I'm sure that we have it here.
Yeah, and Jean-Michel Cousteau, Ambassador of the Environment. Again, this the program is led by the ambientalists that work with us, and they can help you understand and enjoy the activities and the nature and what the destination has to offer in a different way, more educational, than just doing a tour and an activity, you know, in the area. Cabo Pulmo is one of the, it's a natural preserve zone, which has been named the aquarium of the world, as you know. So that's where, for the people that are into diving, snorkeling, or these water sports activities, they are literally in paradise, because you can find most of the species that you have here. So there are a lot of things to do. With no further ado, let us show you quickly the room where we are.
So this is, can you see my screen?
Share your screen and just use your camera. That's probably the best way to do it.
Can you see?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I think
we can hear you.
if you could stop sharing your screen and just use the camera on your device and just take the camera and show us, that would be the best. Yes.
So let me go back. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. So let us show you. Right now, we have in front of us our beautiful Zadún Villa.
Oh, and there's
and the beautiful Frida. This Zadún Villa is really huge. You have one room with 2 queen beds and the other room with 1 king bed. Outside, you have your beautiful lounge area. It's like this.
Sorry.
Let me open the door for you.
Yeah, this Zadún Villa is one of the 2 villas that we have on property. This is a 2-bedroom villa right in front of the ocean. It's more than 1,500 square feet. And as you can see, it's literally you, and you can hear the ocean, the waves, and relax. And you feel like this is your own home away from everything.
That's
okay, cool. So you have huge space outside, your fire pit.
So it's also ideal if you want to do an event here, besides using it as an accommodation. It's excellent to put together a venue, very private. It has a huge living room area. It's more than 1,500 square feet. You have the dining room, the living room, a little kitchen area. It's not a fully equipped kitchen, but it's a little kitchen where you can do some coffee, and you have special amenities in the bar. And the room, now we are entering the room.
So look at this wall. This wall was handmade for a family that stayed at their resort 6 months before they opened, of course. But look, you can see the pattern. It's beautiful, handmade, and it's actually rolled paper. Put it in a square, and then just with this like concrete material. So it's beautiful. Of course, very comfy bed.
Yeah, and all the textiles and all the details that you see in the room, they were picked from different artisans and in the central part of Mexico, the detail, the decoration. So you have amazing views from here, from your room and from your living room. This villa is really one of a kind.
So now we're gonna take you
to the bathroom.
To the bathroom.
This is the bathroom. Walk-in closet.
You have a beautiful beach bath that you can use on property with your umbrella. We're gonna take care of you about the sun. You have your beautiful hats for ladies and gentlemen. You have your bathroom.
I'm not using the bathroom, don't worry.
You have an outdoor shower.
Yeah, all the rooms have an indoor and outdoor shower. This is a little bit larger than the regular room, but they all feature a full bathtub, double vanities, walk-in closets, exactly like this one. The indoor and outdoor shower.
So you have your outdoor shower and you have your normal shower. Okay. So you will see Mexican details everywhere. So this is like the Zadún Villa. On the other side, we have the door that connects with the other bedroom.
Yeah, room with 2 beds.
So this is it. So we're gonna change cameras right now to Eras and myself.
I think Hedda has her camera off, Fabian, perhaps.
Now?
There you go. And do me a
Now we
favor,
can see
because you guys are shooting that into the window. I'd like you all to move around to a dark background so that we can all enjoy how you look today, because you guys look fantastic. There you go. And that's the real.
Sorry, I walk very funny because I sprained my ankle, so I have my boot on one foot. So it's not that I usually walk like this. So sorry, but I'm going to sit down in this beautiful living room. So lo ponemos aquí.
That's fantastic. When you're shooting into the light, we can't really see your colors, and you look so fabulous. I would hate to. I want to be sure that we get a screenshot of you. And Fabian, you're fabulous too. Look at your makeup. Yeah, of course. All right. Does anyone have any questions of either Isabel or Hedda and Fabian? We're running over today, but that's because we had so much fabulous content. Anybody have any actual questions?
Carol, there was a question about the reserve. So I think that what sets us apart, and I just wanted to kind of like touch base on that.
Okay.
Because I know that we have so many brands in our collection, but what sets us apart is that human connection that we have. The resource, all of the resource shares a deep connection with the land, the culture, and it's about all the destination. It's curated by all experiences, but it's all about that human connection that we establish, that we make sure that we know of you and what your preferences, but not only your preferences, and how to communicate with you. What exactly is the way that we can just have that personal communication with you that really, stays away. So, this is some of these passions that we have in each of the properties that we highlight on each of the destinations, but obviously we try to create transformative experiences every time that you have, a trip in our resorts. So I hope that answers the question about the reserve, because I know there's so many brands under Marriott, but obviously the reserve only being 4 is because our business proposition, our stay for the guests is just really very much superior and more meaningful. And that's the reason why it takes a little bit longer to continue building more reserves, even though we have plenty on the pipeline. So I hope that answers the question.
It does, Isabel, and I can attest to that sort of intangible experience that when you arrive, you just feel like you have your own personal staff and they recognize you, and it's feeling very authentic and warm and not at all canned or distant. It's an intangible thing, really, and kind of hard to put your finger on. But I think I would like to encourage everyone who's got any potential for a very upscale small program to visit both of these properties, because it's very intangible, this experience, but it's absolutely real. And you leave there saying worth every penny.
Thank you.
And also to complete what Isabel was saying, it's all about, the service of the people here in Mexico. Mexicans are really very hospitable, by nature. This is in their DNA, but it's always trying to anticipating to the needs. It's like being a magician to be very ¿cómo se dice? Intuitive about the service without being intrusive, but connecting with the clients in a way that they have this bond and they understand their needs and preferences. So if you go to the bar, you don't have to ask again what you need to drink or what's your favorite drink. They try to learn, they are learning about their preferences, their tastes, so they really feel very relaxed, so they don't have to spend one day trying to understand what they can do or feel like they are literally like they are in their Mexican home. That's one of the things that makes the difference when you come to, in the case of us, to Zadún, right?
That's great. That's right. And I have two questions here. The first one is the easier one, and that goes to both of you. The ideal group size for your properties. What size groups do you like, and can you accommodate not only in terms of room count, but in your function space?
Let me respond first. For Dorado, we can also take buyouts. All depends on the time of the year, so we can definitely do the buyouts. You know, there will be the 115 guest rooms, and that will include also su casa. In addition to what I presented, I think that was a slide about the residences, so that's also a product that you can definitely contemplate. But obviously, staying away from high season. And then from May through October, we can definitely do buyouts, if that helps.
So for smaller groups, what is your sweet spot, Isabel?
We can definitely do, I think it's a great group to have, is up in the 50s, 55 guest rooms per night. Considering that we have 115 guest rooms, so 50% of the room inventory will be for guests. And as we spoke about, you know, the reserved guests are also not necessarily, you have your groups here and then you have your leisure guests. They're all really treated in the same way, with the exception of obviously you'll have your events that will be, you know, pre-selected prior to.
Right.
And with four F&B outlets, your guests can have a variety of different food and beverage experiences. Correct?
That is correct. Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you have any dine-arounds?
We have had groups that they have used dine-arounds, especially we have a buyouts. So having four, and then something else that I did not mention, but in the whole campus of Dorado Beach, you know, there's also residences. So we sit in 50 acres of 1,400 acres of the whole Dorado Beach campus, which is beautiful. You probably, I don't even remember, when you see the presentation, there's a water park. So there's also two other restaurants, and that's where we have the, you know, the golf courses. But, you know, in variety, you know, you can definitely experience 4 of our restaurants and property, and then obviously one more that will be more suitable for dining in the evening.
Isabel, another one for you before we let Hedda have that question about size, and that is, where are you in relation to the San Juan Airport and Old San Juan?
Sure, we're 40 minutes away from San Juan, which is the, you know, by the airport.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And Hedda, would you and Fabian please address what is your sweet spot in terms of group size?
Yeah, well, again, we also have 115 rooms. Of course, during the high season, which is until the end of, you know, first quarter, we have more of our leisure guests. So we would ideally like to have a group around 45, at the most 50 rooms, so we can have a good balance between the individual and the group clients. And then April, May and onwards, we love the buyouts and the takeovers. And I think that when you take over a property, you have a different experience that you have other leisure guests that are not part of the group, not only because of the time where you can have your events or any restrictions about using the restaurants or the bars or the areas, but also because everybody's in the same kind of mood that is part of the group, although we never lose the individual touch for all of them. So it's not that they will be welcome, all of them together in a meeting room. It's always the personal and individual welcome, take them to the room. So they have like an experience like they are part of the group in a way, but they're also like feeling that they are enjoying and experiencing firsthand on their own, right? So we like to have that balance in between that.
And your food and
now considering the situation, any group, don't, you know, just send everything.
Please.
Send it all. And your food and beverage outlets can accommodate a full resort buyout and for banquets and that sort of thing.
Oh yes, actually, we play with Humo, that is the Latin American grill. For dinners, we can play with the beautiful terrace that we have. And also Barrio is really open. It's really big because it's like a U shape that is surrounding the pool. So totally fine. Yes.
Yeah, you can also use all
Worry
the
about
area of
rain,
the
you could
pool,
do.
the cabañas and all of that to be part of the same,
Okay.
that is part of the same restaurant that you have behind you.
Great. And the other question is for any of you, can you tell us what's in the pipeline for the Ritz Carlton Reserve?
Yes, I know that Costa Rica is in the northern part of Costa Rica, and also Panama has been on the Pearl Island. So there's been one of the two that has been in the pipeline, and you know, they keep on bringing the fact that maybe Turks and Caicos, and maybe also I'm not sure about any other islands, because I think that's basically the only three that I know of in the pipeline so far.
So it's not a big secret, Colleen. There's your answer. All right, it's getting late. It's already 5:30, and this has been fantastic. I'm just really grateful to both Hedda and Fabian, as well as you, Isabel, for sharing the glorious resorts that you bring to the table. And I think we're all excited to have a chance to maybe give you some proposals, give you some business, and get down there ourselves. I think that's really the prevalent mood here. Let us go now to the fun part of the day, and that is to determine who is it that is going to walk away with Maui Gems today and a 2-night stay at Dorado Beach, courtesy of Isabel. Kelly, I'm going to turn this conversation over to you. Please ask anyone who hasn't been seen to show themselves now.
Absolutely. So we saw.
Wow, look at that.
Okay.
That's sweet.
May I please ask, Carol, would you take back control of the screen?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
Thank you. So we can see everybody.
Do
And
I-
then I think that we've got everybody. I think that we already heard from the fabulous looking Danielle and Michelle, from Colleen, who looks phenomenal, and Emily and Lori. Do we have anybody else?
Well, the others, I think, have flown the coop. They just didn't have the patience to stick it out. Is Natalie still with us? Natalie Noakes? With the silver mask? No?
Yes.
I am, but the
Oh,
other
I know.
Day of the Dead costumes
You
are more
couldn't stick with
apropos.
a little Darth Vader-ish anyway. Okay, before we announce our winners, I would really love it. You all look so great today, and I'm going to include Hedda and Fabian in this request. Please take a selfie right now, you know, or take a screenshot of yourself in front of your backdrops. The selfies just produce better. So if you want to do both, that'd be great. Backdrops are colorful and wonderful, but we like to put a big splash on Facebook, and we'd love to have you email me your beautiful images so that we've got.
We will send it.
Awesome.
Daniel and Michelle, amazing. Colleen, beautiful. Emily, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I can't, my eye just goes right to those folks that have the beautiful backdrops and the gorgeous costumes. Lori, you did a great job again today. So, Kelly and Isabel, what do you think?
So I'm going to let Isabel gift number 1, and then I will gift to our runner-up, if you will.
Okay, Isabel?
So I wanted to select Daniel and Michelle. So it's 2 people.
I hate to say, as good as everybody else looks, they really, really went all in. Tell us a little bit about the makeup and the hair, guys. What in the heck? That looks amazing.
That's all her.
Yeah,
All her.
Amazing.
playing around with makeup on my free time. So
And the background also.
For this call?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
You can come visit us.
You beat us.
You beat us. Yeah. Bring the everything.
yes.
We
should have a party right now, eh? Let's.
I know, right? I wish we could party at the moment.
We have
We're
some
ready.
mezcal.
We have mezcal. Estamos listos.
I think we're all ready for some mezcal about now, but you'll be enjoying a 2-night stay at this glorious Dorado Beach Resort, and I hope you guys feel, you know, roundly welcomed and applauded for your efforts today. And please do come back and visit us. If you don't take a selfie, I'm not going to let Isabel send you the prize. So please send that to me at carol@retreatsresources.com. Once again, the first 5 today: Brittany Zapp, Josh Brown, Sybil Valentine, Melissa Barney Schaffler, and EJ Evans. If I don't already have your address, and I don't think I have Brittany's or Sybil's, please send me that so I can get you a little gift from each of these resorts. And Kelly, you have a prize to give away too.
I do, and this was so close, but I am going to go with Colleen. And just congratulations. I thought your makeup was amazing. You look beautiful.
Colleen, I want
you
you
can get some Maui Jims to fit over.
Yeah.
She's got painted Maui Jims on today.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's
Enjoy.
so well done, you all. And our apologies for the sound issues and any technical issues that we had. But I think you'll agree that our hosts this week just did a marvelous job in painting a picture of two extraordinary resorts. So thank you to all of them. We really are grateful. I also want to give a little plug to what we're going to do next week, which is going to be a little different. So the crowd's getting thinner. I want to get this out fast before you hang up. So next week we had decided that we wanted to celebrate our forefathers in anticipation of Thanksgiving. And our presentation is going to be hosted once again by Auberge Hotels and Resorts. They're going to focus on their 3 resorts in the New England area. The White Barn Inn in Kennebunkport, the Mayflower, and the Vanderbilt. So we're going to be visiting those 3 sort of Yankee establishments in preparation for Thanksgiving. We are going to have an opportunity to share some recipes and visit the kitchens. But as we were thinking about this, I was visiting with Doc Hendley at Wine to Water yesterday, and he has some new projects involving the Navajo Nation. They have a pretty dire need for safe drinking water on the reservations. Lots of their wells have been poisoned with arsenic and lead, and they drive quite a distance to get safe water. And so we are going to handle our prize a little differently next week. We do have a 2-night stay at your choice of any of these 3 Auberge properties, but we are going to run it as a lottery. So it's not going to be about dressing up next week. It's going to be about making a donation of $50 to provide a filter for a family in the Navajo Nation. We also, I believe, are going to do a Thanksgiving gift box that is available for $70. So anyone who wants to make a contribution to either a filter for a Navajo family or a gift box of Thanksgiving food for the restaurant community up in Boone can bid on it in the chat box. Everybody who bids gets to go in the drawing, and we'll do a drawing for a 2-night stay at one of these glorious Auberge resorts up in the New England area. Does that sound good? You like it? That way you can come dressed as a pilgrim if you want to, but you don't have to be eligible for this stay. You do have to bring a generous heart. And we thought that it was appropriate to celebrate not just our forefathers and the pilgrims, but also the Native Americans who were on this land first. So we're going to do that. And
great idea. Talk about giving back.
Yes. Doc Hendley will be here live for the first few minutes of the presentation to share with you what he's doing in the Navajo Nation. Okay. So get the word out. We love the size of the crowd today. We thank you for your patience. You guys are awesome. You've provided big smiles to all of us today, and we congratulate each of you and wish you a great week, and see you next Wednesday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
See you in Cabo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you in Puerto Rico. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Adios.
Ciao.
Adios.
Yes.
Hasta luego.
Fantastic, you guys.
Están buenísimos disfrazados.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Jody. Thanks for being here.
No worries, trying to get I can't figure out how to close.
Oh, I have to end it, so I'm going to pull the plug on all of you. Bye-bye.